So welcome everyone. I'm Glenda Dawson, and we have Eric with the Council of 9, Kevin with the Council of 8, but we're going to talk about that. We have Jasmine and Beetlejuice, and they're joining us also to participate in this great meeting or union of all of us of consciousness of oneness. And we're just going to spread the news so you could see that you don't have to be first, you don't have to be on camera if you want to participate in these things. So, and we're willing to have people come with us in this ride, and for the greater of everyone, because humanity right now needs to get their stuff together and and start getting unified so we could really be at the right place, the right time. All right, so Council of 9 with Eric.
We are here, but we are there, and we are there, and we are there.
There you go. And Kevin, your Council of 8, which is 8, and then 1 overseeing. We were just talking about that. It's basically also 9, which is everywhere as well. So this is great. Any of the 2 councils that are present want to say anything in particular? Is there any word that either one of them that are present want to say? Or
I don't want to be first, but I just want to recalibrate, meaning I see several councils that are emerging now, but they're not emerging there, they're emerging here in my head, and that makes a little bit woo. Have to adjust for a minute or 2.
So crowd control.
The crowd control, yes. Well, that I believe that is the idea, is that they're showing us that they're combining, they're getting together, they're joining forces for the greater good. So it's the same thing as humans should do. That was the message that I got in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, that we are to do this together to show humanity that it is time to work with everyone for the greater good of everyone, because there are too many forces that are trying to basically destroy. And the councils, no matter how many they are, and the humans that are trying to better the world should combine and work together. Are you getting anything, Kevin?
No, nothing at the moment, other than that told me that they are here to assist us with the evolution of our species, and that's why they. And there are many councils. I'm sure Eric's different to mine. I'm aware of other councils, other species. So yeah, so I'm just here to listen, watch, and learn, and share what I know. As I'm sure Eric does with his council.
Oh, you never know, right? You never know what any one of us is going to get, or at what point we're going to get a message, or what we're going to get to spread the news and show what we need to show. Because we're all here for a reason, a mission, and they united us for a reason.
Okay, what I get is, and I think I'm looking at the direction of Kevin. I don't know your colleagues. I need to call them not council, colleagues, friends. there is one with a 3-letter word. I think chess or something.
Yeah, there's Ort, O-R-T. He's
Okay.
a male. He's Acturian. Yeah, Ort,
Okay.
O-R-T. He was the one I first met with his partner, Dee, who's a female. They are Acturian, and they materialized in my bathroom when I was 8 years old. So they frightened me to death at the time, but I've got to know them over the years, and they've introduced me to others, the Council of 8. So yes,
Okay.
Art would be my main guide and main teacher throughout.
Okay. Okay, he's coming forward. So can you try to, yeah, get him whatever he wants to talk about, or he wants to say welcome to us. Okay, that's good. One thing. Okay, he says hi everyone. Okay, but then again for you, Kevin, it's up to you to introduce him or whatever he has to say.
Okay, well, I can introduce Art because he does speak through me, and I'm not channeling now per se, but I believe I'm being told that my thoughts and my words represent what they have to say. So not so much channeling, just information that they've given me that I'm sharing, but I'm allowed the privilege, so I would say, to represent them as one of their emissaries. So Art himself and Dee, his partner, are 5th dimensional beings. They are from Andromeda, they tell me. They are guides and teachers, and they are here to assist with the Council of Mike, the particular Council of 8 that I'm in contact with, to, as I said, to help with the evolution of humanity. So they've had contact with me all my life and have educated me in understanding consciousness. And through consciousness, we can evolve through the teachings of the Council of 8 and the other councils that are here and the other species that are here that live in our reality, but we don't always see them because we don't have those vibrational frequencies or the higher vibrational frequencies, or they don't want us to see them. So, it's interesting for the viewers to know that there are higher conscious beings that are here to help and assist, and that's where we're at the moment. So,
okay, can you ask Art where he is at this moment?
I can't do.
Yeah, you can. You just ask him, and we further down the line you will do that. So I will help you to channel if you want to go there.
Okay, well, I know where he is. He's here, he's in our solar system at the moment on a large mothership, which I have visited many years ago. So he is currently here in our solar system on a mothership. So I do know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe I got the coordinates
Okay.
for where the mothership is right now.
We're listening.
21521.
21521.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, we are improvising as usual. Can
As
everyone
usual.
can everyone who go to whatever they think that means, go to 21521, but then again you are there already.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, Kevin, can you feel you are there?
Can I feel I am there? No, but I feel the contact. I'm able to communicate telepathically with them, and I feel their energies when they are immediately around me or very close to me. I feel that increase in the vibrational frequencies. So
Okay.
no, I don't have that at the moment, but I can communicate with them at will, as and when I want, as they can with me, because they've educated me in all the modalities of contact that they use at the 5th dimensional level. And they tell me that the difference between the dimensions is only the frequencies that they exist at. And they also tell me that I am part of their extended family. Only my physical is in the 3rd dimension, which is a lower vibrational frequency, and their physical in the 5th dimension at the moment.
Okay.
So,
okay, Jasmine, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, when you go to 21521, what do you get?
I'm getting a vibrational connection to the mothership that the Council of Nine has presented in the past.
Okay. Again, we're purely improvising. When are you there? It may be a very stupid question, but it's important. When are you there?
Now. Now.
You understand my question?
Yes. Now.
Ah, now, okay. And now in human words or in their words?
Their words.
Okay. But in your words, when?
$50,000 years ago.
Okay, thank you. But just, okay. Kevin, can you feel that?
I'm sorry, I can't. I appreciate what Jasmine says, and I fully understand it. So I
That's enough. That's enough.
I support what she says, and I understand it.
Okay, but that's enough. Okay, Beetlejuice, what do you get?
When Glenda gave the coordinates, I immediately got the image of the ship being in the asteroid belt and being as big as some of the biggest asteroids that are there. And they're not hiding, but they're blending in with it so that human telescopes and scanning cannot pick anything up about them right now, because it's not the time for us to detect them in the 3D reality.
Again, the same stupid question, sorry. When? So no, I have to refine the question. When? No, okay. What you said, when was this message broadcasted in human terms?
The one from the ship?
Meaning the blending, we are there, blah, blah, blah.
For us, 25 years in the future, but it doesn't matter.
No, but we are just.
Yeah, they're just saying we're connecting to it now because we're in a part of time space that is in flux. We are making it in flux so that we can connect with them, and they help us with that.
Yeah.
So the 25 years is a construct. It's a artificial measurement, but one that our human brains kind of need to have.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Glenda, you have something. I have no clue what.
I'm in the ship.
Okay.
I'm in the ship. I'm seeing the whole area around me. They acknowledge that they can be here with us in less than that. And in order for us to travel, unless we travel this way, for us to, or, in the middle of the night or whatever, it will take us 50,000 years to get there. Because first to locate them exactly, and then to be able to get there light years, that is what I'm hearing. They are very connected to Kevin, and they're also saying that they're glad that we're there. There's, for all intents and purposes, a female. She's showing herself with the longer hair, like a representative of what a human female would be. From what I could see, their skin is like a bluish bluish skin.
Mhm.
So,
Where we get the
Right.
Shiva myth from.
I'm sorry?
That's where we get the representation in Hinduism of Shiva being blue.
Oh, Shiva, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you, sorry. I have this as low as possible. Okay. So, but yes, they do have the blue skin basically for intent purposes.
Okay.
Um,
From now on, we are in free flow, meaning Eric will not be the coordinator. There is no coordinator, but the Council of 9, let's say, or the council. Let's call it council. That's easier
Council.
because the number is totally irrelevant. So whomever wants to talk or to say something in whatever constellation perspective, but first I'm drawn to Kevin.
Thank you. I'd like to support what Beetlejuice said in relation to the flux and what she's referring to as a flux of consciousness that is timeless anyway. So that's nice that she mentioned that. I was speaking with a small group yesterday, and the flux of consciousness, the flow of consciousness came through. So it's interesting that it's come through today through Beetlejuice. So thank you, Beetlejuice, for that.
Namaste.
Continue.
The other thing is that she mentioned the I think the Hindu god Shiva. I asked my Shiva, she spells her name differently, Sheeva, if she was the Hindu god, and she said no, she's a 9th dimensional being. Now I'm not certain whether that is the truth or not. She's very empathic. She's a healer, a great healer, as I believe that I don't know much about the Hindu faith and Shiva herself, the god. But I would suspect that in those ancient times, Shiva would have been looked upon as a god, and the people of that time would have called her a god. I suspect she's one and the same, but I asked her directly, and she said she's not a lie. She said, I am not a god. That's what she said. She didn't say that she wasn't Shiva, the god. She said, I am not a god. So, but I think sometimes with the higher conscious beings, they clearly see things in a different perspective in relation to space-time dimension and the physical realities that we are currently incarnated in. So, yeah.
Okay, Beetlejuice, I think.
What we would like to say is that many of the deities and gods that are reflected in different human cultures are echoes of previous contact, be it physical or multidimensional astral traveling contact. And these echoes come down. We remind you of the goddess Hathor, also an echo of the Hathor ETs, and how that has come down into the ancient Egyptian mythology or religion. So the fact that the higher beings are not characterizing themselves as God is only because they understand that the octaves above where they reside and operate and exist go on infinitely higher. So how can they be gods when there are octaves so much higher? They said everything is relative. Thank you, Mr. Einstein.
Okay. Jasmine?
I just got a confirmation that what Beetlejuice just said is accurate.
Okay. And as an aside, what Eric is feeling at this moment, he is feeling his left brain and right brain very specific, and it seems to be that his brain is trying to merge here. He said because in that higher dimension there is no a dualistic brain, so it's a funny feeling. Okay, Glenda.
Okay, Kevin, yes, she is the same Hindu goddess, but because she does not consider herself a god or goddess, but she is the healer, the motherly guidance woman that existed for us humans. Anybody who was with their gifts opened up or in higher dimensions that decided to come and help us, we consider them gods. And therefore, that's what I get.
Well,
So,
thank you for that, Glenda, because that really gives me confirmation of my own thoughts. I'd asked her directly and clearly questioned what she told me, but that really clarifies it for me. So thank you for that confirmation.
You're welcome. It's I think it's fun. We have to. It wasn't that she said a lie; it's that she knows she's not a goddess, but I guess the way we have to present the question has to be very specific, and to get the answer that we are actually looking for, because they know that how to travel through those wordings.
Yeah, continue.
Yes, there is a special room in that ship. They are looking for us to either go in that today or another time, but it does represent a classroom where we have been there before. Kevin, I believe you have been there too. It looks like a classroom, the representation of it. Like the walls look like blackboards, but it's really just a place where they could put the graphics on. And they're chairs or places to sit for all intents purposes. This is where they take humans or beings from our dimension to learn. I know Marie was taken there. I know that Beetlejuice was taken there. I know that Jasmine was taken there. I know I was taken there. I know a couple of other people that were taken there. I see their, or I feel their essence in there. Kevin, yes, yours was there too. Actually, yours was there. You appear to be like 12 years old, 13 years old.
That's interesting. I have no recollection of being sat down in a classroom and be taught, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. I have no experience of that. My experiences are that I'm given an experience, and you may be referring to when I was 14 years old. I had a paper round, and I was asked by a couple of small grades if there was a group of people who wanted to meet with me. And at the time I said, well, I'm busy doing my paper round and I've got to go to school. And anyway, they said, you can finish your paper round and we'll have you back in time for school. So I did go with them, and I met the further 6 of the Council of 8 at age 14. I was taken up to that ship into a room which was an amphitheatre, and the amphitheatre was filled with all different species sat there. They were being the delegates. I didn't know that at the time, being a 14-year-old boy, but I realised that later that it was a meeting, a council meeting, and the Council of 8 was sat on the table at the front. And Orton D, the 2 I'd met when I was 8 years old, they were the first 2, and then the other 6, and I was introduced to all 8 at that moment in time. I thought it was there to be paraded as a human race of it, but clearly that wasn't the case. That was part of my education. So that might be what possibly you're saying, but I have no recollection of being sat in a classroom. I know others have that recollection, and it's quite common with experiences, but I personally haven't had that, no. But it's interesting that you're very close to the timeline, my age, when this communication occurred. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for confirmation.
Okay,
right.
we're kind of, maybe some people have to say a little bit, but then within a few minutes, we are invited in the class and to start the class.
Okay. So,
May we make one clarification or additional observation about Shiva
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
what was described in Eric's brain about feeling that the left and right side should merge.
Mhm.
In the ancient Hindu traditions, Shiva, who is one of the three supreme gods, the trilogy, the trinity of gods, many times is portrayed as half woman, half man. If you see his portrayal in contemporary Hindu art, he looks, to Western eyes, and this is not meant with disrespect at all, but to Western eyes, he would look very feminine, long hair, very beautiful, a long body. This is all trying to communicate that there is no duality of gender. They are embodying both. And what they'd say is, this is the echo of memory, which humans have previously experienced in different evolutionary lines, that they have achieved that non-duality of gender and also the non-bifurcation of the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And one of the things which the classroom is used for are exercises to allow the incarnated humans here today to get some calibration between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And they ask us to think about the corpus callosum, which is the network spanning that spreads between the left and right hemispheres, and see those network connections getting stronger and stronger, so that it's not just little tendrils going between left and right sides of the brain, but it's growing more and more until it becomes integrated. And that's one of the purposes of the classroom and what we may do in that room today if we choose to.
Yes, could I say something in answer to Beetlejuice regarding that?
Mhm.
I think,
Yes.
okay, thank you. I think it's fascinating, really. Again, I was speaking to another group yesterday, and with what Beetlejuice there says, with the tendrils reaching out, I've had now 3 confirmations of these tendrils of energy reach out, and it's no coincidence. I don't think I've heard that word before, and within a couple of days, it's been mentioned 3 times now. So again, that's confirmation of information that's coming through using the word tendrils. So quite fascinating, really. And coincidentally, I get lots of confirmation in different ways. I watched a very old Voyager episode the other day, and in that Voyager episode, there was this energy source, and it had large tendrils, energy tendrils, and it was seeking others that they had lost. So really, there's quite a significance there. If you look into the connections of energy, tendrils, and I say I'm 69 years old, I don't think I've ever talked about tendrils. I don't know what they are, but within 2 or 3 days and meeting 2 or 3 people who are all connected to our higher conscious beings, they are coming into our conversation. So thank you, Beetlejuice, for more information for me. Thank you.
Mhm. Jasmine?
The last few days or few nights before sleep, I've been having a sensation of, with my eyes closed, motion between, moving constantly, and yet not uncomfortably. And I'm getting a confirmation that this is the process that is happening, whether we're in a dream state or conscious state.
Okay, can you go there?
Yes.
Okay. Can you switch whatever you need to switch?
Yes.
Okay. what is happening? Try to explain what is happening.
I'm seeing a kaleidoscope, if you will, of technology that has occurred in various millennia that humans don't have a conscious record of. And it's vast and endless in nature. I think the reason for revealing it is that humans pride themselves in all their knowledge and all their scientific wherefore, and it's dust by comparison. We have a great deal to learn.
Okay, what I see is also that an unsaid question is that we like to have technology and knowledge from them, whoever they are them, but, and then that's a question through Jasmine, is first we should remember that literally what we said before, 50,000 years ago, we had far more technology, and we should first try to remember that, because that is, so to speak, available to us more than getting off-grid, so to speak, technology.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, elaborate.
One of the things we are to learn within this classroom is indeed the key to unlock many of these technologies. As we develop a web of healing throughout the cosmos, we will develop the keys to unlock this for those societies, those entities that are aware enough to be able to create and use them in the present dimensions that they are.
Okay, I'm not sure. I see both. I see all three possibilities. Kevin, Glenda, Beetlejuice, whatever.
Well, it's interesting that again, Eric and Glenda, Beetlejuice, that Jasmine has just given me more confirmation. Perhaps that's why I'm here today. I'm not sure. Glenda invited me, and I'm finding this fascinating, really. But what Jasmine has told me, I'll just explain, not particularly for me, but the fact that we have reached our current level of technology in the past and beyond that, and destroyed ourselves, destroyed our societies. And we're in danger of doing that again. But we're currently at a position of new technologies that we are developing through the assistance of our higher conscious beings in relation to healings, the scalar light systems in relation to healing, the quantum healing using thought and consciousness at the quantum level, manipulating, using thought and consciousness, our own cells to heal. And the only reason why we have the disease is because the vibrational frequencies of the individual cells are out of sync. And if we can get them back into sync, then we heal the disease. The new medicine of the future will be sound and light frequencies. And we're already seeing that. And it's interesting that Jasmine has mentioned that. And I've been slightly down that path. Again, just recently, I've been introduced to the scalar light frequency healing, the quantum healing, and another source that I forget now. But it's fascinating that Jasmine's getting that information now, you know, so it's coming through to her now that this is happening, and I'm already aware of it. So again, thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
Okay, before we continue, just a reminder, and that's why we asked that, and it's Sheba here, that in fact, the technologies you are looking for, you had already 50,000 years ago, and you will fully introduce them and integrate them in your society, whatever society you think that will be within 25 years. That's why those two numbers came up, because try to understand how time works. And again, we are in non-time, we are in all time, we are now, so to speak. But in linear time, again, it's very difficult to explain in human linear language, because there is no such thing as linear language. And I'm trying to get Eric to change from frequencies so he could understand what time really does on Earth. Okay, someone else, Beetlejuice or Glenda?
I am one of those fortunate people who have been given the well, I had the knowledge within me, but it reignited the memories of many different modalities of healing, quantum healing, vortex, sound, whatever type of sound there is, including singing light language. And what they're using me for is to ignite now others to remember their knowledge, to remember their abilities, so they can then help others. Because if one person heals, it heals others, and just goes down the way. And I was told when I was in actually one of the sessions with the Council of Nine, I was told that to keep quiet about that until today. That I was giving basically the combination to the lock to the safe, where I could just open the safe and grab it, all my knowledge and all my memories back again. And all humans have that. And this is what's happening now. They're getting the combination to regain their memories, to regain access to that ability, or those abilities. And we've always have had them. It's been around for at least 50,000 years, and it was around then. And when all the big mystery monuments and everything has been built, is because at that moment humanity had unlocked that memory, that knowledge, that ability. And then it's kind of like we put it back in the safe, and we close it again for some reason, and we allowed that to happen. And hopefully this time we won't, so we could go to the fifth dimension and stay there.
Okay, Beetlejuice.
Namaste. We would like to offer for your consideration some clarification as to concepts and the rememberings that you have experienced. What we would like to suggest to you for your consideration is that the technology, which Jasmine referred to when she talked about the kaleidoscope of many technologies, this is a representation of all that was intergalactic technology. And when humanity was in the intergalactic brotherhood, the fraternity of species, many tens of thousands of years ago, you were at a vibration where you were able to access it. But we would tell you that the imagery which Glenda is referring to help humans understand this, which is the safe and the lock and the key and putting it away and opening it and taking things out. This is helpful imagery for humans to understand that they have access to this, and it is their own agency which will allow them to regain it. But we would invite you to consider the fact that as multidimensional beings, each human existing and incarnating on Earth at this time is at a certain frequency, which is demonstrably higher than even, we would say, 10 to 15 years ago. Each person is elevating slowly but steadily up this vibrational spectrum. When an individual reaches a certain specific frequency, that is what Glenda was describing as unlocking the safe. All it means is that you are stepping back into the frequency of the Akashic records where that knowledge, that access to that, what you call technology, exists. It is not that it has been put away and you are not allowed to have it. It is you as a species which has been collectively quarantined because you have fallen below a certain frequency in the far past, as Kevin mentioned, due to misuse, gross misuse of those technologies at that time, and humanity was put into that quarantine. Now individual humans are raising their individual frequencies quite significantly and learning to maintain and embody that frequency on a longer term basis. And this is the important part. Anyone can get high. Anyone can get very high and very elevated, and we mean high in all senses, but they cannot stay there easily. So what we are trying to express to you is that humans, through this work, through this, not me, us, this collective, not the individual, but the group, this conscious and subconscious work that is being done, you are elevating your individual frequencies to a point where you can maintain them consistently. And this, as Glenda said, is healing others, i.e., raising their vibration as well. So the collective vibration is rising. What do they see? A rising sea floats all boats. So this energy is collectively rising you as humanity closer and closer to that vibration where that technology exists. And we ask you to think not only of hardware technology, cool tools that you can use, cool ways to travel. Of course, this is part of it, but what we really mean by the technology is the mindset and the heart set, the mind space and the heart space. That is the technology that we are talking about, unity consciousness. And you refer to the fifth dimension, we would call that the unity consciousness dimension. And as more and more of you individually are getting closer and closer and attaining that vibration of oneness, you are raising the collective vibration so that safe is being opened by you with the key, which is your frequency. We hope this helps explain.
Thank you, Shiba. Before we go to Jasmine, can you switch from 21521 to 21523 and very specific there?
Yes.
Okay, what is the message we are getting from there?
We collectively, all of those who are light workers, are the hope and the energy with which the transformation of the world needs to begin and will begin through the efforts that have been expressed.
Okay, thank you. Can you see that a kind, I will call it technology, it's not a technology, it's more kind of a vibration that's coming from that certain energy point?
I feel it, yes.
Okay, can you allow it to emerge? Okay, keep it coming. Okay, good. We go to Kevin.
Well, I would just like to say I understood exactly what Beetlejuice said. She says it in a slightly different language, but it's exactly what I've been taught in relation to our past technologies. We've used, abused them, and then used them to destroy our societies. And we went back to the lower vibrational frequencies. But we're now at a point in transhumanism where we can, where there's a fork in the road, and we can go to the right or to the left. One will take us down the path where we are dependent on technology. And the other path is the path that I've chosen, which is we develop our own consciousness, we develop our own vibrational frequency. And my frequency has been raised through education to where I can access consciousness and use it for communication, use it for travel, use it for healing, use it for education, co-creation and creation. And those are technologies of the higher conscious beings. And I'm able to utilize all those. I'm very privileged and grateful for the fact that I've been taught all this information. When I still think it's fascinating that Beetlejuice says this in a different language, but I understand it and have the practical expertise in using consciousness in all these modalities. But I believe that's for a reason why I've been educated to their level of consciousness. When I say their level, I mean the higher conscious beings or the Council of Eight who I work closely with. So again, thank you, Beetlejuice.
Okay, thank you, Beetlejuice. Thank you, Sheba. I think we are switching back to Art. And I'm not sure. Okay, we are slowly getting away from Sheba, and we're getting more. So, in my perspective, the teaching is done for today, but Art wants to wrap it up, something like that. So, anyone who wants to say something?
Well, I would like to say thank you. It's been a great privilege to be here. I haven't done this before. I found it fascinating. I've had lots of confirmations. And when Glenda invited me, we normally go out on a Friday evening and I wouldn't be able to. But I've just got 2 new puppies, and we have puppy training at the moment. So I was unable to go out. So I was able to attend. So, and it's been very educational for me. It's nice to meet like-minded people, and Art says thank you as well for sharing the information that you have. And I'm sure we'll all meet again. So thank you, everybody.
Okay, Beetlejuice.
We too are very glad for this discussion today. What we would suggest humbly for your consideration is when you speak of the high beings, recognize that you are also speaking of your own higher selves and oversouls. So you are not small children peeking through the chain link fence from the sidelines into the very exciting, beautiful playground where all of the other beings are. You are actually, one aspect of you is that child looking in wistfully, waiting for permission to come in. But other aspects of you are the ones playing on the playground joyfully, freely, collectively. So what we ask as a parting consideration from our side is for you simply to see the you on the playground, the high selves, those higher beings which are also you. Find yours on the playground. Learn how to more easily connect with that higher you, and avoid the human tendency of feeling inferior. You were quarantined for a reason, but you are raising yourself up, and this is not a small achievement. See your oversouls, see your high selves. You are them, they are you. Namaste.
Thank you. We, the Council of Nine, is changing now to the group, and we feel privileged to have been invited by Kevin and his colleagues on the Andromedan ship in the classroom with Sheba and Art. And we remind Eric that he should continue on this path. Jasmine, again, 21523 or whatever.
While you all have been speaking, and namaste to all, I've been receiving healing energies that my arms move in their own fashion outward, pulling this energy out to the greater cosmos for healing and extension of wisdom to all of those who are open and receive it.
Thank you. Shiva Art. Glenda.
I am now just at this very moment thankful that we can all be there, that you can all be here. We are all the same. We're one in consciousness, we are one in all in one. That is why we have given humanity the word oneness, so it could be understood by your capabilities of wording, your capabilities of language, your capabilities in general. The time, as you say, or had been saying, is only for the benefit of the third dimension humans. As soon as humans are able to elevate to the fifth dimension, time is not a consideration any longer. Again, we are you, you are us, we are one. Thank you.
Thank you. Close the recording, but don't leave yet.